Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I want to carry on with my beginners theme. Something I touched on in my last video about recommending a decent beginner rifle, and without further ado I'm going to launch straight into it. This is what I'd recommend guys as a beginner's rifle. The HW99s. Now I fully appreciate that this is my own rifle. I may be biased, but I'll give you my reasons why I'd recommend this one. It's good value for money. In cash strapped times it's very important you get the most bang for your buck type deal. It's light, it's accurate, it's got a bloody good trigger in the record unit. I know a lot of channels, myself included, go on about record triggers and so on and so forth about having a decent trigger on your rifle. Why this is important is if you've got a really heavy trigger or it's very creepy, it's going to affect your accuracy down range. If you're more concentrating on pulling say an £8, £9 crunchy, grunchy, creepy trigger, you'll be concentrating on trying to get a round off, rather using the trigger, rather than your sight picture, your hold and all the rest of it. So that is why all accuracy starts with a decent trigger, trust me on that. You may have a lovely Walther barrel on your rifle or a hammer forged barrel, but the trigger's no good. It doesn't matter how good your rifle barrel is, because you'll be wobbling all over trying to get your rounds off. So that is why I recommend HW. It's light. I mean, guys, I'm holding this with one hand. It's a lot lighter and a lot cheaper than the 80, the 85 and the 95. I realise in the States, I believe these are called HW50s. I believe the Germans done that to confuse the English, because in the UK the HW50 is a total different beast from the 99s. Another reason I'd recommend this gun, it's got a decent set of open sights on it. Nowadays too many manufacturers treat open sights as an afterthought. I firmly believe that you should always learn to shoot with open sights before sticking a scope on it. Teach you all the fundamentals of marksmanship. It'll teach you how the gun behaves. Why I like the HW ones is because they're old school. They're black on black metal. They're none of this trashy fibre optic sights. It's personal opinion, but I absolutely detest fibre optic sights on a rifle. I hate seeing a rifle barrel with a big shroud of plastic here with this big luminous green blob at the end. It ruins the aesthetics of the gun, and no, I just don't like it, and I don't believe it helps you shoot any better either. Just my opinion, you guys may differ. If you guys don't want a shell out on a break barrel but fancied fixed barrel Springer, strange as it may seem, I would not recommend the 97 or the 77 for a beginner. There's a cheaper and more safer alternative, and that's the 57. The main difference being with the 57, apart from the price point, you're still getting the good record trigger on it. But instead of a sliding breech, potential death trap for your fingers, you get a pop-up breech, which is far more safer for a newcomer to the sport to use than sticking their fingers in this loading port here. The other thing why I'd recommend a 57 over the 97 is because it comes with, again, a decent set of open sights. Like I say, it's maybe I'm old-fashioned in my ways, and it was how I was brought up, but I firmly believe you should learn to shoot with open sights. If a rifle's got a decent set of open sights on, when it comes time to put a scope on, say you're out shooting and something malfunctions with the scope, heaven forbid it doesn't, but if it does, you can always get your scope off and you can carry on shooting with open sights. So that's why I'd recommend it. Sadly, I can't recommend for a beginner any British guns. Back in the day, in the 80s and early 90s, I'd be talking about Mercury, BSA Mercuries, Meteors, Mercury Challengers, Webley Falcons, Webley Victors, but those days are long gone. Other than air arms, I believe British gun making has just gone to hell with air guns, I really do, and it's so sad. But I'll make a deal with you guys. I accept these and my personal opinions. I'd like to hear what you'd recommend in the comments, and if you can think of a better gun, the caveat being it's got to have a decent trigger, and it's got to have nice and light, it's got to be cheap and affordable, and it's got to have decent iron sights on it. If you can recommend one, my deal with you guys will be, I will purchase one with my own money, I'll go out onto the range and I'll put it up against the 99s and the 57, and we'll see what comes out on top. I understand this will be subjective, but I'll give them all a damn good honest work out, and if you guys can think of something better than these, please tell me and I'll try it out. I'm all for trying out new stuff. Like I say, just a short video guys, and we'll catch you next time round, and cheers for your continued support as always. Thanks fellas.